Shalom, all praises to Yahweh, by Hashem Yahushai, and double honors to the apostles and the elders of the Great Millstone, by Hashem Rakak. My name is Yakalba from Plaintables Camp in Philly. And this is get on the bus or get in the Uber. It's based on a dream I had a few moments ago. I was driving an Uber. I think it was an Uber or share ride program. And I know it was a spiritual dream. I ain't ride Uber in over 2 years. I guess since the pandemic started. Well, before the pandemic. But, now you can only have one rider on there. But it was like a share ride. That's what I remember. And this black woman, I picked up one old lady and this other black woman. She was talking shit. She wanted me to pull directly up to her. And she had like a nasty attitude. So I said, I ain't picking her up. So I drove and pulled over to the side. I already had one woman in the back already. And I don't even remember picking her up. But I had one woman already in the back. She probably was an old black woman too. And I pulled over to the side and said, I'm not picking the other one up because she has a nasty ass fucking attitude. And she was a larger woman, weave, bags, the kind of woman I don't like. And I said, oh shit, I'm not I gotta call in to cancel this ride. I'm just gonna go and just take her where she's going. And the woman I didn't pick up, I guess, walked past the left side with the bags and turned to the left corner or whatever. And I don't know if I called in and said I'm not picking her up, or I just pulled off and went. But the dream got kind of blurry after that. But the point is, you should know the main points. I didn't pick up the one I didn't like, the one that had a little nasty, funky ass attitude. All right. So let's get into it. It says the watchman's duty. Again, the word of Yahweh came to me, saying, Son of man, speak unto the children of thy people, and saying to them, when I bring a sword upon the land, if the people of the land take a man of their coast and set him for their watchman, if when he seeth the sword come upon the land, he blow the trumpet and warn the people. So we warning you, get and the premise is, you're supposed to get into my Uber and ride with me so I can take you to your destination. That's the point. All right. So that woman is going to suffer. She's going to be them that are not left behind. All right. If when he seeth the sword come unto the land, he bloweth the trumpet and warn the people. Then whosoever heareth the sound of the trumpet and take not warning, if the sword come and take him away, his blood shall be on his own head. Yeah, so she didn't want to be, you could say that's Israel or whatever, not just women. But she didn't want to get on the bus, so to speak, because she had a funky ass attitude and she was entitled, and she thought she could just order me to fuck around. All right, and that ain't work. That don't work on me. All right, you approach your Uber driver with courtesy and respect. All right, he hear the sound of the trumpet and took not warning, his blood shall be upon him, but he that taketh warning shall deliver his soul. So you had the old black woman that took the warning, and she was in the Uber Lyft. All right, so that had to be a spiritual dream, because I don't have dreams about fucking driving Uber. All right, I haven't drove Uber in over 2 years. I have no desire to drive fucking Uber or Lyft anymore. All right. Let's see. All right, and then you had pretty much Medea that was out there. Where's she at? I put fat black women with weave. Yeah, I'm not letting this into the Uber. All right, no, proverbially. All right, where's the European standard joint right there? You were brainwashed into thinking European features are the epitome of beauty. All right. So, and this is a very bad. It's not about black women, nothing like that. Representation of the black woman. This is a fucking embarrassment, and I reject that this is the model for the black woman. I reject this fucking look. I totally reject this look. All right. So yeah, she wasn't getting in. She didn't get in. She had a funky ass attitude, and she thought that I should serve her. All right, you ain't gonna make it. All right, you ain't gonna make it. Now we are at war with Russia. NATO is effectively at war with Russia. So let's listen to some perils, about what's going on. All right, rolling, right? Still rolling. All right, let's mute.
And trying to find out what happened. But I'd like to point out Washington over the last news cycle has been very quiet about whose fault it is. That's really unusual considering everything is Russia's fault these days. But Ted, then there are those in Europe, like the Poles, like the Baltics, they don't want to have any relationship with Russia. Well, that's basically coming true right now. There won't be one, but there's a caveat to that. Then if Russia's not going to have a relationship with the West, then Russia's going to set its own security terms, hence the induction of these provinces of Ukraine into Russia. Further, others could join it. Odessa comes to mind here. So they don't really have to care what the West cares, what they think about it. They do have to worry about how they'll react militarily. But, I mean, Russia can do what it needs to do unilaterally based on its own needs. Kiev is not a reliable interlocutor, and obviously NATO is hostile. Go ahead, Ted.
Peter, this is all the inevitable consequence of not dissolving NATO back in 1990 after its reason for existence vanished. And we've seen over the years that there have been attempts to negotiate a better balance between Europe and its American sort of big brother and weapons provider on the one hand and Russia on the other. And that's steadily gone downhill since at least the time that Vladimir Putin took over as president the first time around. And what we've seen recently is just an astonishing series of actions. And I wouldn't mind taking a second to detail them. You've got the provision of advanced anti-ship missiles and guidance therefrom and, training therefore from NATO to the Ukrainians to use against Russian vessels. Anti-radiation missiles that haven't been shared outside of NATO, as far as I can tell. You've got sharing of intelligence for the use in the assassination in the field of Russian general officers. You've got the use of a very high-tech guided missile, which is accurate supposedly to within 1 meter after flying for 300 kilometers to assassinate a Ukrainian politician in a hotel. And there happened, by the way, to be an RT film crew right next door who survived the attack, but only just. And finally, you've got the sabotage of the Nord Stream pipelines. Let's turn this around and imagine that any one of these things happened to the U.S. Do you think there'd be hesitation in declaring war?
Yeah, well, you bring up the most important point. Let me go to Michael to kind of flesh this out here, because I think, we all know.
You heard that. So, NATO, all right, which is European powers and America, are at war with Russia. They're supplying Ukraine with modern warfare, and it's only going to go downhill from here. So we got to be prepared for changes within our governments where we live, where the prophets live, whether it be France, Britain, America, South America, parts of Africa. All right. We got to be prepared for changes, and so for sudden new laws to come up and say we got to follow this and do that, because of national security reasons and everything, So we warned you, all right, about what's about to happen. All right, let's go down to the bottom. And we got certain Israelites that are not listening. They don't want to get on the bus. They don't want to take the ride and do the right. To take the ride, take the ride and do the right thing. So, and when I had this standoffish attitude, they don't know they're in a dilemma. That's another thing I got from this article that you just heard the crosstalk on. That was you put the crosstalks within the different articles. All right, 33 and 32. And lo, thou art unto them as a very lovely song of one that hath a pleasant voice. That's the prophets prophesying, telling you to do this, do that. Don't do this. It's dangerous over there. Stop doing that, or you're going to be put out of the congregation. But they're not listening. A very lovely song, one that has a pleasant voice and can play well on an instrument, for they hear thy words, but they do them not. And when this cometh to pass, lo, it will come, then shall they know that a prophet have been among them. All right. So look up the word dilemma. It means two decisions, I believe. It's take two, to take. Premise, an assumption. All right. And die means two. So if you're in a dilemma, I mean you are between two decisions you're trying to figure out, and that's a very bad place to be in. It's like trying to pick when you're young, trying to pick a career. You got two things you wanna pick, and you have the paralysis by analysis. I think that's how you say it. Yeah, paralysis by analysis. You just keep thinking about the two things, and you end up making no decision. Very bad place to be in. That's a terrible curse. All right. Dilemma. The premise, two premises. Take two. Assumption, two assumptions. Yes, a situation requiring a choice between equality, undesirable alternatives. Equally undesirable alternatives. They don't necessarily mean that. Any difficulty or perplexing situation or problem. Yeah, you could say that. A form of
syllogism.
Syllogism, okay. In which the major premise is formed of two or more hypothetical propositions. All right, so it's two premises, two problems. All right, to keep it simple. All right, and she didn't get in my Uber. She had a nasty attitude. She was entitled. She didn't get in. She didn't make the cut. All right. Now we got 2nd Ezra 13, or 4th Ezra, but 2nd Ezra in the when the apocrypha is separated. All right, because technically it will be 4th Ezra. All right, for I conceive in my understanding. I said, well, so shew me now yet the interpretation of this dream. All right, so the whole thing is those that are left and those that are not left. Those that are left, you want to be those that are left. Because those that are left are protected. But those that are not left, it says the word in heaviness. All right. For as I conceive in my understanding, woe unto them that shall be left in those days. Meaning exclamation of grief, sorrow, destruction, right? Even though the Lord's elect are going to be in a very grave, dangerous situation, as you're going to find out, the elect are going to be saved, right? But it says, and much more unto them that are not left behind, for they that were not left were in heaviness. So if you didn't get on the bus, if you didn't make that decision, if you're still in a dilemma, meaning two premises or two choices. All right. Now understand the things that are laid up in the latter days, which will happen unto them and to those that are left. Therefore are they come into great perils and many necessities, like as these dreams declare. All right. Therefore they are come into great perils and many necessities, like as the dream declareth. All right, so this is going to happen to them that are left behind. All right. So those that were not left were in heaviness. It says much more woe. All right. So will them that are left behind are protected. The interpretation of the vision. Vision shall I shew thee, and I will open unto thee the things that thou hast required. It says, whereas thou hast spoken of them that are left behind. This is the interpretation. He that shall endure the perils in the time hath kept himself. All right. They that be fallen into danger are such as have works and faith toward the Almighty God. All right. Works and faith. And so that's the thing that's going to deliver every man. All right. And the Lord Yahushua gives us that. All right. Know this, therefore, that they which be left behind are more blessed than they that are dead. All right. This is the meaning of the vision, whereas though saw a man coming up from the midst of the sea, the same in whom is he whom the power of the highest hath kept a great season, which by his own self shall deliver his creature, and he shall order them that are left behind. All right. So what are the elect left behind for? For deliverance. Because we're still, on earth, dwelling in the world. All right, so we're left behind. All right, but we're left behind, or we're preserved for salvation. Yahushua Ratazah. All right. All right, so the Lord's elect will be protected, even though we're going to be in many necessities, and then we're going to need help. So you're not going to be like a person that's by yourself. That you got faith. The Lord is going to have to intervene to protect us, because it says we're going to be in perils and dangers. All right, just like our ancestors were, just like Paul was, and Peter and John and all of them. All right, some of them were killed. And then it talks about the blast of fire, the wind, whereas those saws out of his mouth came a blast of wind, fire. That's the Yahushua destroying the angels, destroying the Esau and the world's armies. All right, let's go down here. 48th verse. But those that be left behind of thy people, all right, what left behind for salvation. All right, even though we're going to be in perils and danger, all right, the Lord is going to deliver us out. Yahushua is going to protect us in that danger. But those that be left behind of thy people are they that are found within thy borders. Meaning we are the Israel, Yahushua Ratazah, we are the Israel of God, the Israel of Yahweh Bashem Yahushua, the preserved ones. Now, when he destroyed the multitude of the nations that are gathered together, he shall defend his people that remain. All right, so that's the understanding on those that are left behind. So we want to be those that are left behind, because those that are left behind are the ones that are going to be protected ultimately, even though we're going to be in dangers and necessities, meaning we're going to need things. All right, we're going to need clean water, soap, place to rest our head. All right, shelter from the elements, and from the troops, the martial law troops. And she didn't get on. All right, you could say she's Israel, or you could say she's the women of the tribes. Either one. You can. I'll leave the interpretation up to you. The nasty, funky ass attitude didn't get on. Didn't get in my Uber. Didn't get in my Lyft. And she got left. She didn't get lifted. All right, she didn't get lifted up. All right. And this thing definitely ain't getting on. Effeminate. I don't know about gorgeous. She ain't get on either. Yeah, she definitely ain't get on either. Alright. So it's time now not to be stuck between two decisions. Make a decision. Alright. Dilemma. Let's look up premise and we'll close it out. Law. A building together with its grounds or other Opportunists.
Appurtenance.
Appurtenance. There we go. All right. Building, that's spiritual right there. A building together with its grounds or appurtenance. So if you between two buildings, well, the scripture, the Lord said we are the Lord's building, and it's the point of the scripture about about building. Take heed on how you build. We are the Lord's building. Another Jesus, another Savior. All right. Dilemma. Two premises. All right. To assume either explicitly or implicitly. Preposition as a premise for a conclusion. All right. So make a decision. Dilemma. Two different buildings. You got to pick one. All right. You got to pick. So I think I'll leave that there. Get on the bus. Hope you edified. Shalom.